Okay, so straight into our CSS now. How to style your website. This is gonna be fun, I promise. Now, this is how you style a website. There are three different ways which you can style your website. Now, the number one way in which you can do that is let me just add some text here. Let's add an H1 here. Let's add an H1 of welcome to my website. You close the H1, of course. You click save. Then you say under here we just add a paragraph tag saying this website. I've done all of this before. I just need to do it. Is all about HTML and CSS. Then you add a closing tag. Then we add an HR, a line, just to make it reference. Now we can see okay, so let me just remove this. Remove this. Okay, just remove the image. This was the file I used for the image illustration the other time. Now this is how you style. There are three different ways. The number one way is to include your styling on top of your file, that is in the head tag. For example, you include your file your style here. And how do we do that? What you do is you add a style tag. Now we always advise to close the tag at first, then you add a space between them to start your styling. Now what we do is in CSS we have something we call class and ID. Now each and every of these tags are referred to as a class. That is, it is a class through which you can point to using your CSS. That is what I mean by that is that if I want to style this H1 alone, I will just write this H1 here. I'll just type in H1 here. Then we have something we call the curly bracket. This is a curly bracket. So inside of the curly bracket, then I will now start whatever it is I want. So I say background color for this H1 should be let's say green. Let's say green. Then now to make this effect stop here, you use a semicolon. Then you close your curly bracket. Now let's save and go and see what we have done. Open it up. You can see that's added green to that my website tag. That's the H1. You can, don't forget, we are styling the H1. Now we still want to add some styles. So every style we want to add to the H1 should be in this curly bracket of the H1, so the styles will not go more than that. So we want to add styles like saying we want to add color to the text. Now you don't need to write text color or something. You just need to write color. Once you write color white, then always remember to add a semicolon at the end of every effect. Save, then you open it up. Now you can see the welcome to my website is in white. Then you press enter. Then you say text align. That is, we want this text welcome to my website, the alignment, that is, we want it to be in the center because it's not looking good the way it is. Center. Then hit save and you open it up. You can see it's in the center. Then we can actually do some things like saying the height of our H1 should be, let's say, 30 pixels. Don't worry yourself about the word pixel. I will definitely explain that if time permits us. Now 30 pixel, you open it up. Now you can see the size has increased, it has come down. Now you can actually say, if you don't, depending on how big you want it to look, you can say 50 pixel. You open it up, you can see it's down. You can see. So that's how to style. That's the first way of how to style. Let's say you want to style every of these listed item here. Don't forget li is for list, ul is for unordered list. Now you can actually style every of these item here too also, but today I wouldn't want to take this very rush. I wouldn't want to be in a rush, sorry. So I would want us to like practice this little one we have done. But before that, I would like us to understand something, that styling a website, designing a website, this is not the ideal way to actually do it. Normally what we do is we create a CSS file separately. That is, we create a new file, then we name the file as style.css. that is .css. Don't forget I said the other one is .html. Now this one is going to be .css. Then we link the file to this one. In the next video I'm going to be talking about that the more. So for tonight I will leave us with this pattern of styling, and I want us to do something with it. Then another thing I want to let us know is the width. We can say the width. You can actually say something about the width. Then you can say the width you want it to be 30% of the whole screen size. If it is on phone, the thing will fit in. If it is on laptop, then it will fit in. Then you hit save. You open it up, you see 50%. Look at how 50% looks. Now the reason why 30% is looking like this is because of the fact that we didn't add something, and I would like to show us that thing we didn't add. me.html, sorry, this is reg.html. now we didn't add this sorry, okay, let's stay on this for now. Let's stay on this styling pattern for now. By tomorrow, unfailingly, I'm going to go in deep into this, because of network is actually what is causing me not to actually go through all of this tonight. So but for tonight I want us to just do something like this.